If you're listening to this podcast, I mean, what is it for? What are you doing this for? What do you think you're going to get out of listening to this? I guess that's not the right question to ask. Too often we're asking, what's the result? And not often enough are we asking, what about the process? What about the rhythm of life is it that I find so unpleasing that I have to envision its end? I saw a post today that contained the following words: "Dark academia got us nothing." This was a human thought made by a human being. Dark academia didn't get us anything. It didn't get us jack fucking squat. We're just left standing here with our dicks in our hands. Like, we dressed like Benedict Cumberbatch playing Sherlock for 10 years, and we never got laid. It's like, what a bizarre question to ask. It's like asking, we all wore acid wash jeans for nothing. We all wore fanny packs, and yet nothing came of it. Like, what do you want to come of dark academia? Did you think you were gonna collectively psychically manifest Severus Snape? It's a question that kind of tells on itself, because it kind of reveals that all of these kind of fleeting engagements with surface level identifiers, what does it get you? It really doesn't get you anything. Dark academia, it's one of the hardest kinds of academia to be in, because it's really hard to read when it's so dark. But that's what makes it so cool. Or not anymore, I guess. I guess it's over, according to that person. The trial run for dark academia, it's over. And the results are in, not good. And I'm trying to think of what dark academia even is. Now that I think about it, I can't think of, I guess, the Raven. I guess Poe would be dark academia. But, like, whatever. Everybody's already heard of him, so don't make your whole thing Edgar Allan Poe. Everybody quotes the Raven these days. We all know what the Raven says. Nevermore do I want to hear it. Dark academia, it's over. Put it in the books. Put them up on that dark shelf. Hopefully you don't trip on anything or step on a loose floorboard. It's so goddamn dark in here. I mean, I can barely see stuff in my apartment, but it's like, it's my apartment. I know where all this stuff is. It's like, why don't you turn the light on in the shower? I'm like, for what? I'm not using that sense when I'm in the shower. If you think about it, it's all touch related. As long as I have skin, I'm gonna be fine. I'm just guided by skin in there. Sounds gross, but what do you do? Do you have like a video game HUD where you lock onto targets and you have to like look direct? You have to point your reticule at your dick to know to wash it? No, I remember where it is. Same place as last time, no changes. It's not like you can get a disease where you go to the doctor and he's like, yeah, your dick is moving up your body an inch every day. It's not fatal, but it's interesting. And it's temporary. Luckily, the dick goes all the way around. It does a whole orbit, essentially, and it just comes right back. It's not like that's a disease that exists. Right? Right? That doesn't exist? Let me just, just to be sure, just for peace of mind, I will Google, is there a disease where your dick moves up your body? Okay, so let's see what the AI says. I'm sure this will be useful. No, there's no known physical disease that causes the penis to move up the body and around the torso. This scenario is a misconception, likely originating from descriptions of certain anxiety-driven psychological disorder. What are you trying to say? The closest conditions, though still very different, are genital retraction syndrome, and I think we're just done with reading this. And I'm going to move on to our next segment. This, of course, is our famous wild card segment. It can be about absolutely anything. And this week's wild card segment has been sponsored, which is a first, because they don't know what this segment consists of. But this wild card segment is brought to you by Fairchild Semiconductor. They make the little chips. Hope they like what I'm about to say. I'm sure it'll be fine. I've never made a misstep or said an incorrect thing, and I think a lot of people who say otherwise just have me derangement syndrome. Also, just a thought I had. I once smashed a calculator just because I knew that Fairchild Semiconductor made the chip in it. And I think you should do the same. Wow, I just remembered I did that. I hope that that's not problematic hope they don't try to contact me and some bizarre hijinks ensue. I hope that doesn't happen. They're welcome to call in. Doesn't seem like they want to call though, so maybe, I don't know, I guess they're fine with it. I guess they hate themselves. Why else would they sponsor the wildcard segment? Fairchild, you crazy for this one. This is actually fully true. Out of college, I worked at Fairchild Semiconductor. Not making the chips, but taking out the trash, mopping, things of that nature. I only went in the fab like 2 times, I think. They call it the fab because it's fabulously clean. Because if a particle of dust or water vapor gets on a wafer, it's trash. And at that point, it kind of falls more within my bailiwick. But it's so like feeling like you're on a spaceship where you get to a point where you're like, is this really worth it? We have to fight against nature so hard to make this thing. I think if you can't breathe on something, it shouldn't exist. If my human self gets in the way of the functioning of this thing, then fuck that thing. It's anti-me. It's like if I stick my hand in my computer and just wiggle it around, it'll break the computer. Why does that happen? Explain that one to me. What's the problem with a little bit of hand? Can't handle it? This is, again, I'm saying destroy your computer with hate and viciousness that you've never summoned for anything else in your life, especially if your computer contains any components manufactured by Fairchild Semiconductor. You know what they do at Fairchild? They're puffing out white vapor all day, every day, out of these smokestacks. And you're like, what's coming out of that? They're like, don't worry about it. We don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's not pollution. And I'm like, is it water? And they're like, why don't you go back to sweeping the floors? So my advice to you would be to destroy all technology that you own, put it in a well. And say, well, that's taken care of. That's what wells are for, so you can throw stuff down them and say, well, that's all done now. It's not to get water. I don't know where people got the idea that wells are for water. It's an urban legend. Everybody knows water comes out of the sink. Duh. I used to clean toilets, and even I know that. But as far as technology goes, I'm trying to remember what it was like to be a kid and just sit around and not have a phone. And I think the fact that I can't remember that is probably not good. Somehow, of all people, David Foster Wallace foresaw this. And as well as being a great rhyme, it's also very true. There's a quote where he's talking about, well, back then it was TV, but he basically said, if screens are the main staple of your diet, you're going to die. He says, in a meaningful way, you're going to die. So hopefully that didn't happen. Hopefully he's wrong about that. Hopefully he didn't foresee that. Oh shit, I forgot it's the Bird of the Year Awards. Oh no, I didn't do any preparation for this year's Bird of the Year Awards. Fuck, I didn't look into any of the birds. I don't know anything about the birds this year. If you didn't listen last year on the podcast, we had the Bird of the Year Award. It just seems like it just happened. Well, all the birds are here. They're now arriving in studio. The contestants for Bird of the Year. A representative from every bird species is here to make their case. Our expert judges weigh in. The winning bird always seems to have connections to outside groups, helping it advance through the nomination process. There's a whole underbelly to it. Last year, a parrot won, and immediately after, it started getting like millions of dollars from the Clinton Foundation, and no one's sure why or what's going on. Something's really off about all this, but I'm just taking part in it because, look, it's a gig. It's better than smelling people's trash. Ladies and gentlemen, the birds are all here. They are lined up. They're ready to give us what they got. Go ahead, unleash the birds. Okay, that's all you hear from the birds. I forgot to mention they all do it at the same time, just makes it a lot faster. Trust me, early on, we had them go one at a time. We were here for days. So our committee, of course, is now conferring. I just don't get to vote. I don't know why. They think I don't understand birds. I know birds. Goldfinch? I know that one. Blue jay? Know that one. Cardinal? I know that one. The other ones are just birds. I don't see a chicken here, by the way. Anybody know where the chicken is? There's no chicken this year. Why are the chickens not being represented? I don't give a shit. I just want to get this over with. I just want to go home and search Dark Academia on Tumblr and just be like, me, so me. Committee is still conferring. Of course, it's a big decision. The winner of the Bird of the Year awards does get access to $500 million in untaxed income and a seat in the UN Security Council, so that's pretty good. I don't know. Look, I don't know who set all this up. I'm just presenting it. Did I never mention that's what the award is? You thought it was about plumage? No. It's not like the UN can do anything anyway. It's a totally toothless, practically ceremonial institution at this point. If birds all got together and just focused on one thing, they could easily overpower the UN in basically any scenario. Any species of bird you pick, there's a billion of those fuckers. They don't ever run out of birds. You don't want to go up against something like that. But the birds don't realize this. They're just like, oh, if I get up early, I'll catch the worm. How about waking up to the fact that you can all have anything you want if you just put your minds to it? Okay, the committee, they're all on their phones. Hey, what are you guys doing? Why are you here? Jesus Christ. They haven't made any progress at all. One of them, I'm being told, is saying, I think they're all good. It's like, you can't find them all good. We have to pick one. The podcast isn't that long. And let's be done with it. I wish I was a bird so I could fly away from here. How about that? Alright, well, the Bird of the Year awards will continue, but I have to bring out Slurp Von Lipstick, the host of Time Check. He will, as he is wont to do, tell you what time it is, because Time Check has become something of a sunk cost, and yet he's completely committed to Time Check. He's told me he'll be doing Time Check 250 years from now, and I say, how is that possible? And he said he's going to train a Slurp Von Lipstick AI to take over when he dies. And I said, oh, so a robot that tells the time, so like a clock? And he stormed out of the room, and he hasn't spoken to me since. So, ladies and gentlemen, Slurp Von Lipstick, it's the host of Time Check. Give it up. Give it everything you got. Thank you so much. Your applause is like gasoline filling up my car. Your applause is also destroying our planet, so shut the fuck up. Stop it! Hey, it's me, Slurp Von Lipstick. I'm the host of Time Check. And honestly, I'm fine with that. I can't give up on Time Check now. The fact that time is my favorite thing and I'm willing to give so much of it to Time Check tells you how important Time Check is. It's what, 5 minutes per week? Clearly I care. I, of course, now have a Time Check brand and all kinds of side projects in the works. We have the 24/7 Time Check cable channel, where I'm there the whole time, reading the time to you. I'm actually doing it right now. This is part of it. I've been doing it for about 6 months now, and I would say I no longer feel pain or hunger. I don't know if that's just maybe that's something else going on. I don't know why I agreed to do this. I don't even know what channel it's on. I was told it's only available on, I think, Netscape is what they were telling me, which I don't even think is a browser. Is it still a browser? Use your current browser to look for Netscape, see if that's still a thing. The ultimate betrayal is when you use a browser to download a different browser. It feels mean. I didn't sign on for feeling empathy for software. I learned that playing Duck Hunt when I accidentally shot the dog. From then on, I was like, okay, I gotta get it together. But I have to say from the bottom of my heart that I am contractually obligated to tell you the time, which is 12:53 a.m. Oh, I'm getting a call on the timeline. Hello, this is the timeline with Slurp on Lipstick.
Hello, Father.
Hey guys, these are my 7 young identical sons. They speak in perfect unison. And I think I know why they're calling. They're upset with me because they're not all allowed to have their own friends, because if they did, I can't fit 14 fucking kids in my car for a Friday sleepover. It's not possible. They don't make a vehicle that big, so they gotta share friends.
But we wish to make individual friends, Father.
You gotta ration friends. There's too many of you. Like sons 4 and 5.
Yes.
4, I know you like that kid named Carl who looks like his fucking mouth's upside down. I don't know what it is about his face. Something's just not right. And number 5, I know you like playing with that kid who still is into Digimon. I didn't know anybody was into Digimon. It doesn't seem right. So you gotta ditch both of those. You gotta go with son number 7's guy, Gus, because his parents have a 4K TV. And I want to watch Everybody Loves Raymond in beautiful, eye-blistering HDR 4K. So that kid's your friend.
But Father...
You all talk at exactly the same time. How do you hang out with 7 different kids?
We don't, because you don't let us.
You know what? You all need to choose one friend. Again, I have a sedan.
Okay, Father.
So which one are you going for?
Finnegan.
Finnegan? Y'all motherfuckers gonna go with Finnegan, really? Come on.
What? He seems cool.
Chat, dude is chopped. He's getting mogged by all these other choices you have. Do you understand this lingo?
No, we've only been immersed in the ancient texts. But with the other stuff in it too, that's why we try to make friends at school. Like normal humans?
Why the upward inflection? Also, you have to tell me if you're trying to summon stuff, because you've tried that shit before. I grounded you for 2 weeks because you summoned a time wizard, and then the time wizard accelerated the 2 weeks, so it was only 8 minutes.
We are sorry. We would like to make it up to you by offering you a cube of dirt we collected from the front yard. That's what humans like.
Okay, look, you guys gotta work on being regular. Otherwise, you're not gonna make friends with kids whose parents have bigger and bigger 4K TVs that I progressively work my way up through. It's about the process. It has to be earned. Look, you guys have 24 hours to decide on a friend better than Finnegan, and one who doesn't show up to school every day smelling like rain-soaked oxen. Does anyone ever ask him what that's about?
We have to go. We have absorbed the information from these ancient texts, and we are now at the point in our experiments where we are ready to dilute the substance.
Alright, if that's what kids are calling it these days, just stay away from the furniture, okay? That has been Time Check, and I have been Slurp on Lipstick. Thank you so much, and see you next week. Alright, give it up. That was Time Check. That was completely Time Check. That was a full sensory experience. Mostly smell. I smelled that one. I don't know why. I'm looking at our bird committee now. They have reached they're saying a unanimous decision. This is, I think, unheard of. And they're, for the first time, why don't we have one of the judges speak to announce the winner of the Bird of the Year Awards? Is that okay? Are we okay with that?
Hello, this is Ned Gertrude, the chair of the Bird Committee.
I'm sorry, did you say Ned Gertrude?
I've addressed my name before. I do not have time for this. I'm trying to do a job here.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Announce the Bird of the Year.
The Bird of the Year this year, after careful review and consideration of many factors, socioeconomic as well as cultural, plumage is sort of part of it.
That's important. That's key.
Yeah, you're not supposed to talk during this part.
Okay, all right. Jesus
And
Christ.
with that all in mind, we'd like to award the Bird of the Year this year, 2025, to, fucking penguin.
I'm sorry. You guys went with a bird that can't fly for the Bird of the Year awards?
We accept no questions about our selection process, and our decision is final and legally binding. Good day, sir.
Whoa, all the birds just flew away when he said that. What the fuck? Who is this guy? I feel that it behooves me to mention as well that Fairchild Semiconductor was the sponsor of the Bird of the Year awards this year. Fairchild Semiconductor. It wasn't a problem that people were committing suicide at our factories. It was a problem that we hadn't put up nets to stop them from doing it. And we solved that, so it's good now. It's good to work here. I think it's bad when I'm trying to get rid of advertisers. I think I need to get along with people better. Even multi-million-dollar semiconductor manufacturers. Yes, they're people, according to the US government. That, for legal purposes, that didn't happen at Fairchild, but it happens at, the other ones. So, makes the joke less funny. And of course, everybody loves jokes about suicide. It's a great way to end a podcast. Because in a way, the podcast is going to kill itself. It's going to be over. Or you could commit homicide by pressing stop. Same thing. The podcast is alive. That's why your phone feels like a little moist, because it's like the episode is... Your phone is pregnant with my episode. I mean, I don't know. I can't say the right thing anymore. I just had one of those days today where I was doing things incorrectly that I didn't know it was possible to do incorrectly. It's a day when you throw an empty chip bag into the trash can, you swear you see it go in, you turn around 2 seconds later, only to find you completely missed. I think that might have been like the smallest Mandela effect that can possibly happen. In another timeline, Nelson Mandela died in prison years ago, and that empty Doritos bag is sitting dead center of that trash can. Also in that timeline, President Gary Johnson is giving an impassioned speech about why you shouldn't have to move over for ambulances. Meanwhile, everyone else on Earth is dead. But yeah, it was just a weird day. I was sitting down wrong at work. I'm like, I think I sat down wrong. You ever have to try again? You ever need a redo on sitting down? You get fully back up, and as all humans... No, we enter T-pose, we put our arms out to reset, and then we think, okay, round 2. It's hard to get comfortable. And in that vein, I think it's appropriate now to update you on my interest in obtaining an ottoman for my living room. I've made absolutely no progress so far and actually haven't even thought about it until just now. So... This Ottoman segment brought to you by Foxconn. Foxconn, we're the ones with the suicide nets. Foxconn. They gotta look into changing that slogan. I've been telling them this, but they just won't listen. They're like, we're making iPhones so fucking fast, we don't even have time to email you back. Every single one of us is making the iPhones. If I was a janitor at Foxconn, I would know how to make iPhones, because I'd have to be doing it in between mopping floors. I'm like, I'll test them out, I'll download apps and stuff, I'm really good at that. I'm good at downloading apps. Spotify now has lossless streaming, which is pretty cool. It kind of seems like if you're listening to music on your phone in FLAC or WAVE, and you're just listening with like AirPods or something, it's kind of like going up to the counter at McDonald's and saying, yeah, I'll have the fried calamari, and they're like, okay, but we're gonna do it McDonald's style, and you're like, that's fine. It's like watching Everybody Loves Raymond on a 4K TV. It's like, yeah, you can do it, but why? What's in it for you? Well, what's in it for any of us? What was Dark Academia for? These are the questions that linger in my mind as I end the Purgatory podcast. The #1 podcast, probably on my block. Everyone in my city looks like they have a podcast, and so it's hard to tell friend from foe. I, of course, refuse to associate with other podcasters in real life. We have to stay away from each other. If we're all talking to each other all the time, what do you get? That's right, Joe Rogan. So my podcast is way better because when I say, hey, Jamie, can we pull that up? Can we pull that up? Nothing happens. So you don't have to ever look at anything. It's way better. It's much better to only have to use one sense as opposed to two for a podcast. Because with your other senses, you can use those to get better at hunting rats in the sewer. I assume that seems like the demographic, but I don't know. I don't even know how you're listening to this down there. I don't know how it comes in down there. I know how the internet works. I don't know what's happened recently, but every time I'm on Wi-Fi, my phone just sucks, and I'd have to switch to data. Wi-Fi used to work. Well, that's the incredibly deep insight I want to leave you with till next week, when I have to sit down again and churn out another episode, and hope I nail it. The sitting down part. I don't care about the podcast. See you then.